Hello everyone, welcome to my channel World of AWS. I hope you all are doing good. So we are continuing with Terraform tutorial, and in this video we are going to discuss about sensitive parameter in Terraform. Okay, so by default Terraform will show the values associated with the defined attributes in the CLI output during plan and apply operation for most of the resources. So here you can see, right, we are going to create one local file and it have some sensitive parameter, that is super secret password, and this password is as shown in AWS CLI output, right. You can see this in the output, okay, in the CLI console, that we don't want, we want to protect to be shown this sensitive value whenever we are going to run Terraform plan and Terraform apply. Okay, so let's go. And what to expect? We should design our Terraform code in such a way that no sensitive information is available and shown out of the box in CLI output logs etc. Okay, so basic of the sensitive parameter here. Adding sensitive parameter ensure that you do not accidentally expose this data in the CLI output log output. Okay, so whenever you want to create any sensitive value associated with your resource, you have to use sensitive parameter and the value will be equal to true. Okay, so the key will be sensitive and value should be equal to true, and the whatever the value associated with this resource, it will be not shown in the CLI output, it will be shown as sensitive value. So let's go ahead and see it. So here I am going to create one main.tf. okay, and here I am going to create resource, that is local file, and I am going to give name YouTube. Okay, and then after that we have to define the content, and here we are going to define password, super secret password. Okay, then after that we have to define the file name. So I am going to define file name as password.txt. okay, so let's save this file and open the terminal. Let's run Terraform init to initialize our backend. So it's successful. Now let's run Terraform plan to see is this value is getting displayed in the output. Yes, you can see the content. Let me expand it a little bit up. So yeah, so the value is here and it's getting displayed in the CLI output, right, that we don't want. Okay, so what we can do, if we define the variable here and if we define the variable name password, and if we keep the default and we change the value, let's define this as variable and let's call this var.password. okay, let's save this change and let's run Terraform plan again to confirm whether the sensitive value is getting displayed in the CLI output. Yes, it's getting displayed here, right, as you can see it. So even though variable, it cannot protect, right, it cannot directly protect to the sensitive value to be displayed in the CLI output. So what we can do here, we can use sensitive equals to true, and let's save this change. Let's go to terminal and let's run Terraform plan. So let's explore, and as you can see it here, the content sensitive value is the content and the output is sensitive value. So whatever the password we have given here, that is not getting shown in the CLI output, right? So this is the way how you can protect your sensitive values and the sensitive password secrets whenever you are going to work in the real time projects. Okay, so there is one alternative way. So let me go and explore this. Okay, so let me write Terraform local sensitive file. Okay, so let's open this. So if you go here, so there is some use case, right? So local sensitive file resource, generate a local file with the given sensitive content. When working with local file, Terraform will detect the resource as having been deleted each time a configuration is applied on new machine where the file is not present. Okay, so file content must be specified with the exactly one argument, that is content. Okay, so you can use this local sensitive file resource and you can also protect it, right? So instead of local file, I am going to use local sensitive file, and let me just use the password here directly as a hard coded, and let's run our Terraform plan to see is our sensitive value is getting displayed in the output. No. So this is the alternative way that we can protect our sensitive value to be displayed in the output, right? So suppose if we want to this secret value as a output, then how we can achieve it? Okay, so let's go ahead and define output and name, that will be content that we have defined here, right? And value will be local sensitive file .u2. Okay, let's save this change. Okay, and let's go ahead and run Terraform plan. So if you see, output refer to the sensitive value on the main.tf line number to reduce the risk of accidentally exporting sensitive data that was intended to only internal. Terraform required that root module output. So sensitive, that if you do intend to export this data, okay, then you have to use sensitive and that value should be equals to true, right? So if you directly go and use this output, it will be not shown. Okay, and you cannot export the sensitive value as an output. So you have to use sensitive and the value should be equals to true, right? So let's save this change and let's run Terraform plan. And as you can see, the content is sensitive value, but our plan is getting succeeded. There is no issue, and in the content value also we are getting the value as CLI output is the sensitive value. We are not getting the whatever our secret is, right? So we are not getting that, but still we can refer this output in somewhere in our Terraform configuration, right? And this is the way that we can define our output for sensitive value whenever we are working for real time project or any use cases there we need to define the output for sensitive value data, right? So let's go back to the document. So as here, if you try reference sensitive value in the output value, Terraform will immediately give you an error that we have just seen, right? We have seen here. So without sensitive value, if you try to like execute and like export the sensitive value, Terraform will not allow you and it will like give you error. So you have to use sensitive parameter. Okay, so whenever you want to export the sensitive value, so sensitive value and output value, if you still want to sensitive content to be available in the output of a state file but should not be visible in the CLI output log, following approach can be used. So you just have to use the sensitive value parameter and the content will be not shown in the output here in the CLI output, but it will be still present in the Terraform state, and any other team who wants to refer and export that sensitive value, they can. Okay, so if you go to the Terraform TF state, so it's not created there because we have not run Terraform apply. Okay, so if you go here in the Terraform TF state, as you can see the content super secret password, right? The value is, so other team can use this value, and because we are exporting this value using output, right? But this value is not getting shown in the CLI output here, it's shown as content sensitive, right? So let's go back to the document. So important point to note, sensitive parameter will not protect redact information from a state file. Okay, so whenever you are using sensitive parameter value in your Terraform configuration, it will not protect the value to be written in Terraform TF state, it will be still present. Okay, as you can see, as we have seen here, right? So the value is still present in the Terraform TF state, right? So let's go back to the document. So benefit of mature provider, various provider like AWS will automatically consider the password argument for any database instance as sensitive and will redact it as a sensitive value. So whenever you are going to create some of the resources in AWS, okay, as example of database, so if you are like exposing the value, but this value will be not shown in the CLI output, okay, the sensitive value, because AWS will automatically like consider that value as a sensitive and it will be not shown in the output value, right? So let's go ahead and try that out as well. So let me remove this and let me go and look for the AWS Terraform RDS resource. Let me open this. If you go here, if you copy this, the simple use case one, and let me define the provider here, and provider is also not required. So as you can see, the password we have defined here 𝗬𝗓𝗧𝗢, right? So this will be not shown as an CLI output by default. Okay, so because AWS have some like mechanism that work and identify some secret, and it will be not shown as output. So let's run, let's save this configuration first. Let's run Terraform init. Okay, it's downloading the provider plugin. So let's wait for few seconds. Okay, so there is some issue. So inside the backend, finding latest version of 𝗬𝗓𝗧𝗘, reusing the provider version, dependency log, okay, previously installed local. Okay, so we have to delete this because we cannot use this one. Let's delete this and let's save this change and let's run Terraform init. Okay, so it's getting initialized. Now it will work as expected and provider plugin will get downloaded. And we have not defined any sensitive parameter here, and but this password will be not shown as CLI output. Okay, so let's run Terraform plan to see whether this value that belongs to the password db password is getting exposed in the CLI output or not. Okay, so let's wait as our plan is running. So let's go ahead and you can see the username foo, right, and where is the password? So password, as you can see it here, the password is sensitive value, right, but and it's not getting exposed in the CLI output as well without any sensitive value parameter. And if you want to protect the username as well, then what you can do, you can go ahead and you can define one variable equal to username and default. So what value we have, FOO foo, and here we have to use sensitive equals to true, and this value will not exposed in the CLI output. So here we have to change it var.username. Let's save this change. Let me scroll it little bit up. Okay, so let's run Terraform plan again to see our username is getting exposed in CLI output or not. So if you go username, we are not able to see the exact value. It's written here sensitive value, right? So this is the way how we can protect our sensitive value whenever we are going to work with the real-time project, okay, for the any organization. So this is all about sensitive value parameter in Terraform. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. If you have any query, any confusion regarding this video, then do let me know in the comment section, and do not forget to subscribe my channel. And if you are new to my channel, then do check out my other playlist as well. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.